product, yeah. Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. Na SON.
When was the last time you purchased a bulb? How often and at what cost did you replace these all-important products? It's no longer news that 8 out of every 10 different brands of bulb in the market are substandard. What is news is that the SON is doing a lot to check the distribution of substandard bulbs in Nigeria. We will tell you what the agency has done and is still doing to tackle this menace. Hello and welcome. It's another week of your evening tonic, Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. My name is Ifenyua Okonkwo. I'll be back after this message.
My good people of Nigeria, anytime you want to buy iron rod, there are 4 important things you look out for. One of them is the name of the manufacturer, which is on the product, date of production, which is on the product also, the length of the rod, which must be 12 meters, nothing short of 12 meters, and then the diameter. If you are going for 8 mm, ensure that the diameter of the rod you are buying is exactly 8 mm, nothing less than that. If you are going for 10 mm, ensure that the diameter of the rod you are buying is 10 mm, nothing less than that. If you are going for 16 mm, ensure the diameter of the rod you are trying to buy is 16 mm exactly, and others like that. Nothing short of the exact diameter you want to buy when you go to market to buy iron rod. Buy right, buy authentic, SON.
Improving lives through standards.
Welcome back. The program you're watching is Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. On the program, we educate and inform you on standardization with special focus on quality assurance and the imperative of standard. The whole idea is to empower you, the consumer, and support local manufacturers to grow, especially small and medium enterprises, SMEs. Through strategic elaboration of standards, sensitization, we have demonstrated commitment towards helping government achieve tremendous success on the ease of doing business in Nigeria. We will continue to pursue our goal of promoting standards through the various media platforms. We are the Standards Organization of Nigeria. We will not rest on our oars until every child understands that quality is life. I begin the program by asking you this question. If you are ready, then let's go. How many times have you replaced the bulb in your living room or bedroom or even your office from where you are watching the program? Twice? 3 times? 4 or 5 times? Some others have lost count. It is a disturbing development that have continued to drain the pockets of many consumers. In this special report, we shall examine why these bulbs go off almost immediately after they are connected to electricity and how cheap are these various brands of the bulbs. Please take a listen.
Emmanuel Latif is a middle-aged man, an entrepreneur, married and blessed with a child. Emmanuel resides in Iyanopaja and works in Surulere local government area of the state and struggles to put food on the table for his young family. He had returned from work one day and was having a good time with his little child when the whole place became dark. His first conclusion was that there was power outage, and then in minutes, he realized that the bulb he only changed a day before was gone. He was worried, but wondered why a light bulb he bought only a few hours ago had stopped functioning.
I bought like 3 bulbs, and before you know it, the 2 out of 3 just went off like that, just blew out. I first of all asked my neighbor that what was happening. Was it that our current was high or low? They said no, everything was perfect. So I had to go and buy another one. And before you say jack, the whole bulb again went off. I called electrician, maybe it was the lampoda, whatever, all this connector. But they told me that no, maybe it's the bulb that I bought, and they recommended other brands that I could buy that will last for long. But unfortunately, it's still the same story. The issue of bulbs, I don't know. I'm tired. I give up.
Emmanuel is not the only consumer with such not too pleasant experience from the use of substandard bulb.
The globe will just go off, and you think maybe it's still alive. When all switch on and switch off, it's because that there's no light. And I keep on buying and buying and buying.
When you buy them, they will test it on getting home. Maybe 2 days, 3 days interval, it won't work again.
I change bulbs at least 11 times in a year, especially these energy-saving light bulbs that they say it doesn't consume much energy. I found out that sometimes when you buy some within 1 month, some within 2 weeks, they just get burned.
There are over 1,000 brands of energy-saving bulbs in the country. Some of these light bulbs are considered very cheap by consumers, while other brands of the bulb are quite expensive and expected to last longer. What the Standards Organization of Nigeria has discovered over time is that when the unscrupulous importers realize that a particular brand enjoys good patronage, they quickly clone such brand and flood the markets with their own fake version of the selling brand and sell at a ridiculously lesser price to consumers.
This energy saver, they say 700, 750. If you are crying that the price is too high, they will say, do we give you another one? You say yes. They say this one is 500. That one of 500, you know that it will not carry you far.
If you are looking for the original of it, you can't differentiate between the original and the fake. And so then you may fall into the wrong one because you are trying to look for the original one.
Even if you go to market now, if you want to buy something, they will say, bros, I get the original one. The original one, the price is higher than the fake one. So they should try and make sure those counterfeit ones are not in the market.
The tales of disappointment, frustration, and despair by some consumers is a reflection of the magnitude of the problem that places a huge burden on the Standards Organization of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of elaborating and promoting standards in the country.
In the good old days, when we used to buy bulb, it will last, even we won't know that it's a year or 6 months. We just see the bulb is working, but now the quality of the bulb is something we know that standard is not there.
The ones that are good, you know, they are very few in the market compared with adulterated ones.
Officials of the SON say they are not daunted by the influx of substandard bulbs, but will continue to evolve strategies to check the distribution of substandard bulb in Nigeria.
This is an example of the old bulb that we were using. These ones, of course, the amount of heat, the amount of consumption, it was discovered worldwide, globally, that it is no longer fit for use because of the energy waste. From there, of course, we can test this, even though it is old, we can still test it. Then we evolved from there to the CFL. This is a particular server, the energy saving bulb. In this bulb, we can see that there are so many declarations on it. On it, you know, they can tell you that it's 90% energy saving. So we'll be able to know from the lab, from our tests, whether it is actually 90 or it is less. And of course, sometimes it is even more. But from our findings, we discovered that some of these declarations are not exactly what they are. We have found out that the energy consumption in itself is not what they say it is. So those ones, what do we do with those ones? We make recommendations to another unit of the organization that will handle what they are expected to do with them. If it is depending on the non-conformity, depending on what is, the product is lacking, it will be treated, as such. If it is marking a requirement that the product has failed, of course, there are procedures for handling the marking. If it is performance, there's nothing that can be done to this particular product. If you say it is 10,000 hours and it is not 10,000 hours, there's nothing you can do to it. And then it goes for destruction, and then the unit knows how to handle that aspect very carefully.
The light bulb encloses a thin metal filament that emits light when an electric current is passed through it. There are typically about 4 major types of bulb. These include incandescent light bulb, compact fluorescent light, CFL, and light-emitting diode, LED. Compared to the traditional incandescent bulb, the CFL and LED bulbs consume less energy, emits brighter lights, thus most popular and in high demand for its energy-saving efficiency, amongst other features. The bulk of these bulbs are imported from China. They come in different sizes, shapes, and wattage.
We have street lights, we have panel lights, we have floodlights. We still have like energy-saving bulbs.
We have energy bulbs ranging from 40 watts, 85 watts, 65 watts. We have 26 watts, 18 watts, and 11 watts. We also have an energy bulb like 3U energy and 9 watts coiling. Then coming to LED bulbs, we have 50 watts LED bulb, we have 40 watts, we have 30 watts. We also have 18 watts. This one, as you can see, this one is 7 watts. We also have 13 watts.
Consumers expect that the energy-saving bulbs should last longer, at least 2 to 3 years. However, most of these bulbs do not last more than 3 months.
There's a difference between something that costs a lot and something that doesn't cost a lot. And so when you buy a bulb that does not cost a lot at the beginning, know that at the end of the day, you're going to end up spending more money on bulbs because you are going to buy more frequently than if you bought one that's expensive.
Faking, adulteration, and production of substandard bulbs are major factors responsible for consumers' dissatisfaction and loss of value for money. For many consumers, the challenge of identifying an original bulb from a counterfeit or substandard one is a great burden. Oftentimes, there is so much similarity with genuine bulbs that makes it difficult to detect a fake bulb through physical examination. Through SON market surveillance and intelligence information, samples are obtained from the market and submitted for tests. With state-of-the-art laboratory, sophisticated equipment, and competent manpower, SON conducts laboratory tests and analysis to check for various quality and safety parameters of the light bulb.
We can test all varieties of lamps. With this equipment, we can do aging tests, we can do live tests, and then there are some other equipment that are available here where all parameters of our lamps can be tested. We can test efficacy, we can test power consumption, we can test all ranges of electrical, mechanical properties of a lamp.
The Electrical Dealers Association of Nigeria, EDAN, is supporting SON through its internal mechanism to expose counterfeiters or dealers of substandard bulbs and encourage importers to have their brands properly registered with SON for traceability.
The report reached us. It's telling us that a lot of fake of different brands of energy-saving bulb. So this made us to call all of them, those that we know within our market, register their brand name, have their sun cap, so that if any person bought such material and come to complain, we will be able to trace whose product is this. You understand me? Buyers beware here. Standard committee are here. So if the dealers come in contact with such person or persons, we will deal with that person. So if there are people who still bring in such bulb without registering it with his SON, without having their brand bulb name, without having their sun cap, those who is looking for trouble.
Okay, ihe a na ka ị ga-ene anya mgbe ọbụla i jere igo igwe eji ala ụlọ. Nke izizi bụ ịfụ na afọ onye lụrụ igwe a dịkwa na ya. Nke ịbụọ bụ ụbọchị alụrụ igwe a ọ dịkwa na igwe ahụ eji ala ụlọ. Nke atọ bụ ogologo igwe ahụ. Ọ na-adị 12 na mita. Nke anọ bụ ọkpụrụkpụ ya. Ọ na-adị 8 na milimita, 20 na milimita, 40 na milimita. Nke ọbụla onye na-ego, ọ ga-eji elili tụọ ya ụdọ iji wee ka o wee doo ya anya na ihe ọ na-ego bụ SON na-akwalite ndụ.
The program you're still watching is Standard and You. Glad you're still there. The battery is an all-important component of a car. This is because it transmits energy to the vehicle that helps it function. Our next report is on the car battery. Please take a look.
That was the sound of a vehicle made possible by a battery that activates the ignition system of a car. The car or automotive battery stores electricity to start and keep your car running. It converts chemical energy to electrical energy needed to power the car. There are different types of batteries sold in the market. They are of different sizes and brands. The bulk of the products in the market are imported into Nigeria, especially from Asian countries.
We have China products, we have Korea products, we have European products at the moment.
We have dry cell battery, we have water cell. Dry cell battery is CMF, sealed maintenance free. That we can use it inside your car, it can park the car, travel 1 month, 2 months. When it come back to start, it will start. For dry cell battery, that is CMF. So why water battery is the one that when you buy now, you have to wait something like 30 to 1 hour before you start use it, because we have to put what we call electrolyte inside the battery. And when you put it, you have to leave it something like 1 hour or 30 minutes to make sure that the battery charged before you use it inside the car. Why dry cell is that something that you can just buy now, like this one that I just sold now. You can use this instantly without charging it. There is 150 amps, there is 200, there is 100 amps, there is 75, 7, 18 amps.
The battery has a lifespan of 3 to 5 years depending on capacity, charging system, weather, and maintenance.
2014, and it just gave me a little problem. They just checked it now, and it has not that it's terribly bad, but then they find out that I needed a bigger capacity because of the capacity of the engine.
You can buy battery. Some at time is not using 6 months before we pack up.
I bought a new one that has lasted me for 3 years. It's still going.
I've been using it for almost a year now. Although I bought it new. So it has not given me any issues since then.
It's not like 2 years. It's not like 2.5 years. If the alternator have fault, the battery will run down. So you carry it come and recharge it again. Or if the motor is doing R30, like the kick is doing R30, it affects the battery. When you are carrying your battery, maybe your neighbor wants to start a motor, you have to go and carry your battery. Let me help with. Some motor get the capacity of the motor that's using it before. If you pass your own, definitely the battery will get fault. You understand? Instead of that, you can use cable, jumper cable.
Like any other product, there are standards for car battery based on certain parameters such as crankiness, capacity, amps verification, temperature, among others.
The major requirements of the battery, first of all, is to ensure that the battery should be able to start the vehicle. And that we are talking about the cranking capacity. We have an equipment that will test the cranking capacity of the battery. And then we talk about the capacity in itself. If you say your battery is 54 amps, 12 volts, 54 amp hour, the battery will have the capacity and the equipment that will test that capacity of that battery to know whether what you say is 54 amp hour is actually 54 amp hours. And then we have a life cycle tester. We have aging tester. We have the vibration to know if you put them in the vehicle, as the vehicle is vibrating, will the cells be able to stand without breaking? So we'll apply vibrators to them, and then set them according to the requirement of the standard. So if they are able to pass through them, we know that they have been able to pass that aspect of it. And then if they are able to pass the life cycle, and now a life is charging and decharging. That's the complete life. So we charge it and decharge it. And then according to the requirements of the standard, if you decharge it, the number of hours, the number of minutes, the number of seconds that it can stand is what will determine the quality of that the battery.
Although there are used batteries, otherwise known as Tokumbo batteries, the Standards Organization of Nigeria urged consumers not to patronize sellers of such products.
What we ask people to do is to buy new batteries. Tokumbos don't have standards. So if you are going for Tokumbo, that is the used batteries, there is no standard for it. So you cannot lay claim any time that you bought a battery and that battery is not good. You don't know how long that battery was used. You don't know whether a lot had been done to the battery. So there is we don't talk about Tokumbo batteries. It's the new ones that will have the standards for that to advise people to buy.
For best performance, experts encourage car owners to take their vehicles to the point of purchase to ascertain compatibility, proper installation, diagnostic test, and servicing when necessary.
You can maintain your batteries by coming for monthly checking of charging system. If you go to your mechanic, you service your car, we check the charging system. We know whether it is still working fine. We check the leakage. We know whether it is still standard. This is the simple way to maintain your battery.
You have tester here. The tester will show you 25%, 50%, you get 100%. If that meter don't reach 100%, so you don't charge full like that. If you overcharge the battery can burst.
Buyers, they agreed, must be guarded by quality marks and indications from trusted dealers and also avoid buying used battery.
If it's a locally manufactured battery, look out for the marker. If it is an imported one, look out for the registration mark on it. If they don't have, then don't even bother to buy. But you still have indicators on it where you can have green, black, white, which will tell you whether it's in order, whether it needs to be replaced or whether it needs to be charged. Those ones are already there. And of course, there are some specific markings according to the requirement of the standard that should be on the battery. So if you look out for those batteries, like if the danger it poses to children should not get near, there are some 6 signs that are supposed to be on it. Those signs, you must ensure that they are there. The rate of the battery should be there. Where is the battery manufactured? Is it a Nigerian battery? Is it coming from China? Is it coming from Korea? Those informations are expected to be there. And of course, the rating should be there. If you find that it's suspicious, then don't just buy.
Here are some maintenance tips for your car battery. Clean and keep your car battery tightly fastened. Limit short rides as it prevents your car battery from fully charged. Turn off all lights when you exit from the car. Test your battery regularly. Don't use electronics when car engine is off. Remember, take care of your car and drive safely with your car seatbelt always fastened.
Ẹ̀yin ènìyàn mi, ẹ kú kalẹ̀. Nígbà gbogbo tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ ra irin ìkọ́lé lọ́jà, àwọn nǹkan mẹ́rin yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì fún yín láti ti mọ èyí tó jẹ́ ojúlówó. Àkọ́kọ́, orúkọ iléeṣẹ́ tó ṣe irin náà. Èkejì, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe irin yẹn. Ẹ̀kẹta, ó ní àlàjá irin yẹn ó ṣe pàtàkì àlàjá. Fún àpẹẹrẹ, àlàjá eléyìí ní ó ní mìlímítà 10. Nítorí náà ẹ wò ó yẹ kó pé mìlímítà 10. Tó bá dẹ̀ rú yín lójú, ẹ lè sọ fún àwọn ọlọ́jà yẹn kó bá yín fi ẹ̀rọ kó fi wọ́n. Kò gbúdọ̀ dín ní mìlímítà 10. Ẹ̀kẹrin ni gígùn irin náà. Gígùn irin yẹn ò gbúdọ̀ dín ní mítà 12. Tí a bá ra ohun tó tọ́, a ní ohun tó dára. SON ìtẹ̀síwájú ènìyàn nípa ìpéwọ̀n.
Welcome back. On today's feedback, we will be sharing 5 standard tips on the light bulb. Buy SON certified energy saving bulbs. They consume less energy and emit brighter light. Position your bulb correctly and snap it firmly into the socket. Pay attention to the recommended maximum watts and bulb shape for your lamp so you don't damage the fitting or bulb. Turn off the light switch before replacing your bulb and let the bulb cool. Never change a bulb with your bare hands. Wear protective gloves and guide yourselves from broken glass or a hot bulb. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of the program Standard and New. Please join us next week, Mondays, 6:30 p.m. for another interesting edition of the program. Please enjoy the rest of the week. Goodbye.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live. Buy original